you guys are successful again and put together a perfect regular season for the 32nd time in school history. How cool is that you're at the head of this just great tradition that's here at Mount Union? You guys put together another perfect season.
Yeah,
Season.
I actually talked about that today during our recruiting meeting. When we had some recruits on campus today, and I mean, I love Mount Union. I love Mount Union football, and I got the greatest job in the world. And I told them how proud I was of them finishing, right? 24-10 at halftime. We kind of did some silly stuff. Obviously, I don't know what it is about this last couple of years, but we completed that Hail Mary, and then they completed it at the end of the half. And they were, the defensive guys were fired up about that, but I thought they, put their heads down and grinded out the second half, and we were able to get a couple scores. But I told them we achieved goal one, and now we get an opportunity to go chase that national championship, and we got to do that game by game, and we're looking forward to seeing what comes out in the bracket.
Going a little bit more individually, your tight end Chase Lawson has a career day receiving. We just talked to him and he said how he just loves to block, and if he gets receptions, great. But speak about his hard work and in this.
Well,
he's
great. And I'm saying this respectfully. He doesn't look like much, but if you turn on the tape, you see the production in blocking, and then obviously being an outlet to Braxton in some of those situations where Braxton and him, they're cousins. They just kind of have that connection where Braxton's able to find him, and today he had some run after catch, which was great to see him play. And the whole tight end group has done a great job. Over the last probably 5 or 6 games, as we've been running the football and then using them in a variety of ways. So happy to see him. He works his butt off, and he deserves everything that he's getting.
And Josh Jones rises up in the career interceptions list with an interception today.
Yeah.
Just talk about how great of a leader and obviously player on the field he
is.
Yeah,
he just makes plays. I mean, in 19 when he was here, we were going into the playoffs, and we're like, well, we wanted to cross-train some guys, and so we called Josh down. He ran a double move. All right, we threw him the ball. I was like, all right, Josh, you can go back down to defense. But that just shows the kind of skill set that he has. But from a leadership standpoint, he got voted captain, which I was, very, very happy to see. And, that's his peers choosing that. And I think that's really important. And he's done nothing but work and lead ever since he got that honor.
As Brad mentioned, 32 perfect seasons, but with that comes a very deep team, very deep depth chart. How important is that, especially at this point of the year, going into the playoffs where every team has their bumps and bruises and stuff, but you have the depth to keep, especially like your running backs, three-headed monster.
Yeah.
Everyone, more or less is fresh going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that just speaks to the way that they work and they take care of their bodies. We did change up the schedule this year where Mondays are off, we changed up our lifting a little bit to take care of their bodies and kind of prime them at the beginning of the week, taper off a little bit, and then hit them again right before game day. But Mount Union football has been successful for one reason and one reason only. It's the men that choose to come play football here, and they allow themselves to be coached, and they allow themselves to be developed into the best versions of themselves. And like I said, I got the greatest job in America. I love coming into work every single day, and appreciate the coaches and the players.
How important is it, not just yourself being an alum, but there's multiple alums on your coaching staff, to kind of keep that tradition going,
Yeah, that's another thing that I actually mentioned today in recruiting. I'm not one of those micro-manager head coaches, right? And everyone does it their own way. I have to be the best version of myself, but I trust those guys that they can lead their position and be their own head coach of that position, and I think that empowers them in terms of what they do and how they handle their positions. And, you know, we're also developing coaches here. You know, I was able to be developed by Larry Carrison, Vince Carrison. I'm still getting developed and learning things every single day. And, you know, we're just looking forward to the next opportunity and can't wait to see who we play.
How would you assess Braxton's performance? He had a great day with 4 touchdowns.
Braxton is, I mean, everything you want in a quarterback from a skill set standpoint. I think that's obvious, right? I mean, high completion percentage, leads the team, but he's always level, right? It's never too much up, it's never too much down. You know, no matter what, he gets hit or he throws a big touchdown pass, it's all right. What are we doing on the next drive, or what are we doing on the next play? You know, and he's been voted a captain twice, so just speaks about his work ethic. Excuse me. He's a big leader by example. He's not a big rah-rah guy, but I think the guys have noticed the work he puts in on a daily basis, in season and out of season, and we're thankful that he's our quarterback.
Pierre inducted into the M Club
Yeah.
Hall of Fame today. How cool is it to have him here? I think he talked to the team, some interaction. How cool is that?
Yeah.
That alum here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously to have guys like that are alums that had, you know, success in the NFL, but then he was actually pulling up, coming to the game right before we walked out. So I said what's up to him. You know, me and Pierre were teammates, but he's still very close with Coach Ely. But great honor for him, well deserved, obviously, and we appreciate his loyalty to Mount Union and the football program.
He's good.